We got some excited stuff planned for today, but I just wanted to ask you, I'm going to turn the brightness up.
What's up?
On my phone.
What's up?
I just wanted to know what you thought of this work that I put in earlier today.
Oh, god damn.
What? You can't appreciate that?
Splash. Gee whiz.
So you're too gangster to acknowledge that you're proud of...
Listen,
I've done this a lot. That's a load.
The picture is of a woman only.
I've never done that to a man.
I would hope not.
Well, I'm just telling you.
But I'm glad it was just a woman on the photo.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
She had glasses, so it added lots of textures and shapes and sizes, you know? You guys listening to Disney on Ice over there? Creep the Guap Fiend watching Belle and Beast.
This has been my little lucky charm.
What is that? It looks like a wad of toilet paper.
No, this is cotton that I picked from Mississippi.
Oh, I love that for you.
But it smells so fresh.
I don't. Okay. Where?
It's cotton. I pick cotton. I swear to God.
From where?
Mississippi. Jonestown, Mississippi, off Interstate or Highway 61.
Was this the funeral situation?
Yes.
Okay.
That was a long day. I drove 780 miles.
From where to where?
Memphis to Hollandale, Mississippi for the burial. And then I took R&B back to her hometown of Greenville, Mississippi, drove around, got a little irritated.
I could imagine. All this driving.
No. I'll tell you.
What happened?
When I got to Greenville, she takes me over there. She shows me her house. It's boarded up like some real shit, right? So then we're going over these railroad tracks. And she says, yeah, those are the railroad tracks I used to walk down when I was young and kiss my boyfriend on.
Ooh.
So I'm like, hold on, you finna be 45. How old were you? About 14.
It's about 30 years ago.
30 years ago, you still remembering a railroad kissing? So I don't say nothing. I take it like a G. I roll past the tracks.
She was a child.
Listen,
who cares?
I'm an Aries. I'm hot. I don't say nothing. We go to the whole other side of town. She showed me her family and friends' houses and all this stuff. So, see, I'm like, you done showing me everything? She's like, yeah, that's probably everything. I said, all right. She said, where you going? I said, I got somewhere I gotta go. So I double back in the SUV. We don't even look like we're supposed to be over there. I get on the railroad tracks and stop.
Like, we're gonna die. We're
I
gonna
get
let the train
out the
hit
car.
us. What could be better?
She said, what are you doing? I opened the passenger door. I said, get out the car. She said, what are you doing? I grab her hand and I walk about 50 feet down the railroad tracks. And I turned to her and I said, no way I'm gonna let that nigga have that moment. And I kissed her on the railroad tracks.
Spoiler. He still has that moment.
He's dead and I hope he's rolling in his grave.
It was probably like her first kiss or one of her first kisses.
Guess what? I kissed her last on the railroad tracks. And I kissed her in a way that they probably wasn't kissing back then.
Yes. I mean, you think you invented French kissing?
No, I don't think they was country kissing back then. Show did. She looked at me and said, you are extreme and crazy. So then from there we left.
Extreme and crazy.
And we drove to Nashville.
You gave her the old Pyru smooch.
Yeah, then I went down from here to jawline, the neck. I nibbled on the neck, went back. She was like, I can't believe. I said, yeah, you think you gonna tell me you kissed the fool on the tracks?
Do you know he was a foo?
Listen, I'm just,
How do you know he's Mexican?
No, he's a fool.
Oh, just a fool. Okay.
Yeah, we coming across the tracks, he said, and that's the tracks I used to walk down with my boyfriend. We used to kiss on the tracks. I cringed. I was like, keep it gangster.
I could kind of relate. My girl, she'll every once in a while, you know, we've been together almost a decade. Every once in a while, she'll just mention something about a boyfriend from high school.
Some shit we ain't did.
Yeah, like just some little thing. And I'm like, listen, just because me and the rest of the world saw you get down by an ogre
don't mean I want to hear that shit.
Yeah, it doesn't change the fact that when I hear about you, you know, at a young age, given a hand job in the car or whatever this fucking anecdote was. Or Ian, we did an interview yesterday. She starts talking about how she sucked my dick while I was driving within the first week of meeting me. I'm like thinking, I'm like jealous of myself. I'm like, how have I put in this much work? I put a kid in you, and I can't get a mobile blowjob at this point in my life.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Isn't that kind of up?
That's crazy. First week I get it, can't get it down today. So we went from Memphis to Hollandale to the Burial to Greenville, from Greenville to Nashville, back to Memphis. That was like a 750-mile round trip.
Wow. You didn't get pulled over at all during this?
Nah, then a couple
I would
days
just like
before,
to know how that went.
we went, well, I mean, I did pull over because she had to go to the bathroom.
Oh, but I mean, I'm talking pulled over by the cops.
She had to go to the bathroom.
That's
And
understandable.
I went on my maps, and it was nothing for like 18 miles.
That's not really that far.
Yeah, when a woman been holding for like 6 miles.
It's like 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah, but I didn't want to run the risk. I pulled over. It was a nice scenery, cotton fields right there.
And that's where you decided to pick cotton?
No.
Oh.
I picked cotton coming back to in Jonesville.
Did you just run down on a cotton field?
Definitely.
Or was this in some way organized?
No, I ran. No, she has the content. I got the video. I went in the cotton field and picked. And see, I've been watching these movies because they used to whip the slaves if they like got blood on the cotton. So I knew that it will cut you. So I picked it the right way. Got
Carefully.
a big ball of it. But she had to use the restroom, so I pulled to the side. And she was like, what are you doing? I said, it's like 18 miles to the restroom, so we might as well get it out the way.
I thought you were going to say that it was like a strawberry picking field trip.
No, I turned her around and I undressed her. And because she got the perfect buttocks.
Wait, you f***ed her in the cotton field?
No.
Oh.
I let her use the bathroom, so I spread her cheeks. She was like, what are you doing? I said, go. She said, I can't. I said, go. So I slapped it and went. So then she says, you're not thinking. I don't have no toilet paper. What do you think I did?
Rip off your shirt and wipe her.
No.
Okay. What?
I tongued it.
You drank the pee right out of her.
No, not drinking. I licked it. Tongued it. Got to make sure I didn't taste no more until she was fresh. Pulled her up, and we kept moving.
You licked the pee?
Definitely. I'm telling you,
How's
ladies.
everybody drinking pee?
No, I didn't drink.
Will you spit it out?
No, hell no. Her shit's taste was like, her shit tastes like 50-50. Iced tea and lemonade.
Have you ever noticed this? Every now and then in your life, a woman is going to have to take a street piss where they like hit a mean
That's a
squat
fact.
and piss.
I didn't let her do that.
Some women I've been around in my life are able to hit a clean, straight line of urine even when they're in a squat. Some women, I noticed that like when they hit the squat and they pee, it causes like a blast back effect where the shit it's hitting the thigh, it's hitting the butt cheek, it's splashing everywhere. It's a big whole mess.
Hey, you think if you asked R&B, hey R&B, after you had to go, by the cotton fields, like, how did you clean yourself? Think she'd tell you right now?
I don't know. I mean, I would kind of appreciate if she would keep it to herself since it is such a touchy subject.
That's not touchy.
It's not.
The only thing was touchy was my tongue and those lips.
Okay.
And I ain't gonna lie, I kept it going. I went all the way to the
That's great. I read all the comments, and it does sometimes seem like the fans are starting to feel like, oh, okay, is he just gonna like talk about his fascination with his wife's vagina and butt on every episode? Like it's kind of like giving such horniness that I almost wonder if something's wrong.
Well, you having sex with your wife 3 days a week or with other chicks, so I ain't more hornier than you.
I know, and I did start the podcast by showing you a picture of my but I still feel
Hold on,
like
we're gonna clear that up.
Let's at least be conscious of what's going on here.
It was a female with school teacher glasses, breasts out, and she had a cold facial.
You want to know how crazy the world that I live in is? And I promise people we will move on past sex at some point here. But she told me that she has a boyfriend that she's been with for over 5 years and that he brought her to a sex party and he hung out while 15 different guys took turns banging her. And he stayed close to her vagina area during it to make sure that each and every one of them had a condom on.
Oh, hey, shit, I ain't mad at him.
That's a crazy relationship
If it
right
get
there.
too good, you might slip it off.
I realize that to some people, this might not sound that different than my relationship, but to me, it's a totally different level. 15 random guys, like
that's a lot.
That's a different. Real, like that's a freaky.
I don't think you could handle that.
Hell no. Oh
that's like some goddamn. I don't know what you call that. That's a lot going on.
But you know, it's the crazy thing about it to me is that, you know, you could see a girl in a porno movie getting by 15 guys. Well, you like claim you don't watch porn or whatever, but like I could watch that and think
women
it was hot.
Women. I don't do that.
Okay, I could watch a bitch get by 15 guys on Pornhub and be like, hell yeah, that's hot. To then combine that with the woman that you love, that you spend all your time with, and I understand I'm a lot further down the freaky aisle than most people because I've watched my wife fuck other guys in front of me, but just the 15 dudes in a row thing, like it's just so hard for me to imagine like melding those two things together. But they seem extremely happy.
Yeah, that's a little different. But you know, everybody's different when it comes to that. Yeah. You know, I couldn't handle it. I couldn't.
They're in the top 1% of freaky individuals. I think it's safe to say. If he was a billionaire, he would almost certainly have a Diddy style case coming at some point. One of those guys in line in the gangbang.
Today,
you lewd me up too much.
Today is the first day of Diddy really being in jail.
Why first day? He hasn't even been locked up for a few weeks.
Yeah, but he's been, I'm going to bail out. I got a bail hearing. Today, they told him bail denied again. Next court date, May 2025.
That's when that's his court date, right? Yeah.
That means for the next 7 months.
7 months, okay, yeah.
Ain't no court, ain't no bail, ain't no none of that. Now you're doing time.
Yeah.
The reality just kicked in because in his head, he's going to bail out.
Yeah. He's been able to wiggle his way out of every situation he's ever gotten himself into. Today is
the first day of him doing time, man.
Wow. Weren't you on Clubhouse saying that his cellmate was Harvey Weinstein or some shit? Didn't he die?
No, his cellmate is whoever this little like hacker dude is.
Sam Bankman-Fried?
Yeah, some dude like that.
Why do you think that?
That's what they said.
That's insane.
What do you mean? They're all in keep away.
But why
high power. They're in high power keep away.
This is a real thing. Has this been reported by the news?
That's why I saw it. Pull it up.
Shut the fuck up.
They said they're in a dorm style living, not a cell style living. And that was his bunkmate. That's what they said.
I feel like that's just too good to be true. I am not seeing anything along those lines.
I seen it. I read it again. It was something I read.
Okay, they are in the same jail. They're in the same jail. I'm not seeing anything about them being in the same cell.
And they set off the cellmate. Made sense.
Do you think what are the odds of Diddy being able to continue his freaky lifestyle? You think that he's going to be in the mind state to get some male ass while he's in there? Or is jail just like too stressful? You forget about all your worldly pleasures.
You think Diddy was doing that?
You know, honestly, at first I was very skeptical of him being gay, but the more stuff that comes out, it does seem like that's almost certain.
I think he had dealings with men.
Yeah, no, I mean, for sure
he was on that level
of being a man in prison or in jail.
No, having no sex with a man. I still don't want to put that on him. I think he's done some gay stuff. I think he might have got some oral sex from a man because the assistant said she walked in on that singer guy doing that.
There's a few different bisexual guys I've known throughout my life where it's like, you'd expect a guy who's bisexual to be like, yeah, I like women and I like guys. A lot of bisexual dudes are kind of like, well, I'm not bisexual like them. They're gay. I'm like, I'll do a little bit with this dude, or I'll do this, but I won't do that. I'll do this. I want to. It's like the snitching thing. It's like, all of a sudden, it's like, well, I'm not
only
snitched like
a little
them.
bit.
I did this, but it's not like this. It's weird hearing bisexual dudes do that. Like I kind of just assume my whole life
whether
that
you're giving, receiving, top, bottom, oral, anal, whatever you're doing, if it's a man, that's just what it is.
Right. Yeah. Well, thank God that we're free. We got to make sure we don't get locked up. And if we do, we got to protect our booty holes.
What I think you would probably
no. I like women. Anyway,
if you were in prison, you telling me?
I honestly feel like I could easily be locked up for 10 years and not feel any temptation to f a dude.
I've done it.
Wait.
Locked up. I've done it.
Oh, you've been locked up for 10 years, but you didn't f a dude.
No.
Okay.
I've done it 10 years of my life, but I've never had a thought to.
Yeah, I don't.
It's
get
crazy.
That.
I hear people on the yard say, I got head. No, you're gay.
Well, he still got head.
Yeah, you're gay.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What are you talking about?
Honestly, being in the BMX world is pretty close to being in prison in the sense that there are so few females involved in it. If I was going to do it, it probably would have been in the 15-passenger white van at one point.
Why? You were free. What are you talking about?
I'm just saying, we weren't really getting bitches for a long period of my life. So it's like, if I was going to do it, it probably would have been back then.
Yeah, you're burnt out.
Yeah.
You was doing weird shit in the shower. I remember you said like it was weird
just
shit.
A finger. Yeah.
Yes.
So I assume you've been tuned in to the Sharp saga.
I talked to Sharp yesterday.
Oh, how'd that go?
For about 45 minutes.
I'm like so over it already at this point, but I feel like we still got to have a little combo here.
Hey, listen, man. At the end of the day, Sharp felt like he was being curbed. He felt like nobody was throwing him no alley-oops. Mm-hmm. He felt like certain things that should have been structured certain ways when it came to his content. He felt like he was on the back burner, which I don't know why, because outside of the, like, I don't know, like he felt like it took 3 weeks for his content to come out.
I think that he would swear a lot and smoke a lot, and that sometimes his content would be hard to get monetized. The editor in the corner is nodding right now. But however, I will say, it's not that unique. Anyone who does YouTube knows that sometimes you have to do like many rounds of edits in order to get it monetized.
So smoking will kill monetization?
Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's like, really, if I truly was solely focused on money, I would probably make everybody stop smoking on camera. However, I don't know if Brick Baby would actually be able to not smoke for like an hour. So I'm just sticking with it for the live
Was it
streams.
marijuana or just cigarettes or smoking anything? In
Both
general?
seem to be very destructive to the monetization. That's why sometimes we even edit in like a fucking basketball logo over the blunt.
What about if he did a vape?
I feel like that's probably not good either.
Oh.
But I mean, that's just like we have to go through revisions where we edit the podcast over and over sometimes in order to get it monetized.
Since you said it, old Loose Cannon released the cannon.
That shit was so old. People were like freaking out to me about it. I'm like,
We know that.
I heard that so long ago.
About 6 months ago, 5-6 months ago. So how did you, I mean, when people were saying, he's going to get rid of Brick, I'm like, well, he heard it a while back.
Right.
But now that you're seeing the reaction of the people.
I feel like I can be friends with a scammer.
So did you reprimand Brick back then?
No, I mean, he just like kind of explained that he initially thought that it was okay to charge money for interviews. He didn't really understand, which, I mean, very convenient, sure. But I'll definitely give him a pass because we didn't really like communicate to him directly. I mean, that's really one of the things that Sharp was super mad about, is that there was this dude who was trying to pay $8,000 for Sharp to interview him. And I was like, no, we're not doing it because we don't do paid interviews. $8,000, okay, that's decent. We chop it up. $4,000 for me doing absolutely nothing. I mean, it sounds all right, but I've never done it really. I'm not gonna lie. There's been like a few times where like, oh, I'll buy 4 promo posts and we'll do the interview. And I like already was kind of on the cusp of doing the interview. And I'm like, okay, if you're buying 4 posts, cool. Like we could do the interview as well, which even then that felt like a little weird. Like I'm kind of compromising myself, but I've never really been like the kind of dude who's like a lot of these platforms. I was in Atlanta and a guy came and was telling me he just did Dirty Glove Bastard. And I'm like, how was that? He's like, it's cool. We had to pay X amount of dollars. I'm like, oh, okay. And you're just telling me. Because I feel like people usually want to keep it a secret when they pay for an interview.
Why would you just throw them under the bus like that?
Who?
Dirty Glove Bastard. Whatever that is. I mean,
I'm actually I'm doing promotion for them.
Is that the podcast?
It's more of just like a YouTube interview thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they probably don't care.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there it is. Adam doesn't care. So,
well,
I guess it did work.
I mean, it's like, some of this stuff is my fault by not being as involved in their career. Like even I heard a clip of Academics where he was talking about Sharp and he said, if this was me, I would have got rid of him the first month that the shit started to suck or whatever, which is, there is a lot of truth to that. Is like at first with Sharp's show, I was like more involved, helping him get guests, lining up shit for him. And then the latter part, like the last year and a half of Sharp's content is pretty much just like him doing whatever. And I think when you look at that, sometimes it's like, okay, this is why I wasn't doing numbers, is because he didn't necessarily have the high powered guests that we were bringing through. But
he said he already had something going on before he came here. Actually, let me tell you what he said.
Yeah, it's something.
Hold on, that's what he said.
Okay. Church.
Wack. I had something going on before I came here. You know, I had something going on. You didn't do nothing for me. That's what he said.
I was just watching a.
That's what he said.
I just saw a clip of him in the Reddit of him like when he won his like Pimp of the Year award or whatever.
No, she said she brought that. What's her name?
I've had a bunch of different people tell me
What's the
that he bought
homegirl
those.
name? What's her name? The one you
Damn homie.
Yeah, damn homie said
A
that.
bunch of different people told me that he bought those, which honestly is not that shocking
he
because I
did?
feel like there's so much corruption in a lot of these. Who would ever think that the Pimp of the Year could possibly be corrupted in any way? It seems like such a ethical award.
Do you think he flipped his hair when he went to receive his award? Like, you know, like, because, you know, he has his thing where it goes like this. It's like a little deeper than yours. He kind of like when they was like, Pimp of the Year, Sharp. And he went up there and he turned like Pretty Tony and Goldie from the Mac. And he was like,
I don't know. I mean, I feel like his hair is kind of like hardened with the gel. I don't think he could like flip it. I think he put something that makes it like, well, I don't know. I never touched it. Either way, all I'm saying, the difference between the clip that I saw from like probably 10 years ago of him winning this award and now, what he has been doing to his lungs and throat with that much drinking and cigarette smoking, he needs to chill. Because
wasn't he already talking that way before he came here?
Probably before he came here, but like just hearing this old clip versus right now, it's like, oh my God, bro. Like you need to go to the doctor because whatever's happening to his throat is some crazy shit. Either way, I mean, I'm kind of
so he needs a throat throat clearing.
He needs a throat doctor. I don't know. But either way, I'm kind of over it. I'll give you the real deal. He just randomly started talking shit on stream about us on Saturday.
See it coming. You didn't see it coming.
Not at all. Now, granted, had I basically been ignoring him, yeah, I mean, kind of like I was kind of over trying to help him with his content. And it seems like because
you wouldn't listen or what?
It was doing poorly and he would not take any kind of advice or counseling. And whenever we would sit down with him, he would just have a million fucking excuses. And when people keep telling me, like you said earlier, like he said his footage wasn't coming out for 3 weeks and he was saying that he couldn't get, you know, help or whatever. It's like, bro, like we would try to talk to him about his content and he would just have all these dumbass excuses. And it's like, I don't know. I just got sick of it. And I thought I was doing the nice thing by continuing to let him do content on the platform without getting involved. But apparently he didn't see it that way. He also like, we gave him a small monthly salary to move out here. And we kind of thought that he would come out here and start like building and making shit better. And it kind of went the other way where he just posted up. He
started doing less.
He started hanging out in his apartment streaming and just freaking out, having a mental breakdown on there. I thought he was going to be outside. I thought he was going to be networking with people because I've been out with him in Vegas and seen how he does have a lot of fans. Like it's got to f with him to be that famous in real life and then put out podcasts that get 15,000 views, you know?
Well, I do know, like I ran into the PRE dudes in Hollywood. They were like, yo, Sharp pulled up on me. Then Sharp had told me I'm about to go pull up on the PRE dudes. I'm like, bro, you need to get them into the building to do an interview. They really haven't been too talkative.
Right.
And I don't know if it happened or not, but
so.
He was moving around a little bit, but I don't know. I don't know, man, but I do know this. I told him, I said, I think you kind of like, you moved a little too fast. It should have been a conversation. And, you know, hey, sometimes you got to change it up.
He was supposed to come on here. Like, that's the thing that's up. Tuesday, me, Almighty, Brick, and Lush, he was supposed to come here. He was supposed to do the episode. This was before Almighty got invited too. So it would have been just me, him, Brick, and Lush. We were going to talk about it. I felt like we were probably going to get pretty close to a resolution. And instead,
he didn't show up.
He said he wanted to get paid for it, which to me is like duck in the face.
Sharp told you that?
Yeah. Well, he told Remo. But that to me was lame because it's like, bro, you could have like fully patched it up and we probably would have been on good terms by the end of that. And instead he said he wanted to get paid or whatever. And it's like the reality is he wanted to keep stretching out this controversy. He doesn't want to come on here and squash it because right now he's getting like 3,000 live viewers on YouTube as opposed to like 300 before. But those are all going away at some point. Trust me. So it's like, I don't know. It's like, I thought that he would have wanted to come here and have an actual conversation about it. I was looking forward to finally voicing my grievances towards him since I had been holding so many of them in. I mean, but really this is like part of the problem is like, I saw him as a good financial opportunity when we brought him in, but at the same time, like as a dude, is he my cup of tea? Not really. But I would like to think that I could make money and work with people who are not like the kind of guy that I would like to kick it with on a consistent basis. But apparently not as simple as that.
Well, at the end of the day, we cleared it up. Brick's not getting fired. Sharp's now dull at no jumper. And hey, we're on the Adam and Wack show today.
And one more thing about Sharp though that bums me out is that you remember we wanted to have him on here, and instead he was like, "Well, I want to have Wack on my show first," and I felt like you weren't necessarily feeling that. So then we never got him on here. It would have been so interesting to see you guys actually really talk on here because you guys have never been on a podcast together.
He told me he was going to bring this one chick that was older. What's his words? That comes from the game, I guess, that world. And I'm like, well,
is it his wife?
I don't know. It was some lady.
I guess he's married.
From the Bay, I think. I don't know. And I'm like, all right, cool. I'm kind of like anti-pimp. Like, you know.
Why do you say that? I kind of feel that too.
I'm like, I go in there, but I'm not going to be agree. See, I was in prison and I had an old man tell me, a real pimp will sell his own ass to get his stable started.
Really? So
he said, in order to get that money, a real pimp will do some things to sacrifice.
From what I've been told, any kind of sex work involving yourself is massively looked down upon in the pimp community. What I feel weird about is like sometimes I'll be sitting there watching like a documentary about a pimp or having a conversation about pimping, and some of the things they describe, I'm just like, oh no, like call me a big softy or whatever, but I'm just not really into like, you know, making, manipulating, and deceiving women for money like a huge part of your identity. But and then creating this crazy persona to justify it. You know, it's just not. That's not for me.
I was cool with it, but he kept canceling. But I did tell Sharp. I said, "Yo, bro, I just think like, I think you should have kept that tool in your toolbox. You jumped out the window too fast." I never felt like Adam had anything against you. I think you should have handled it a different way. And some of the things he said, I see why. If editing and then you submitting and then the monetization not coming back, you got to re-edit, submit. If it takes you 2-3 times to do that after he's editing other things, I see how that could get stressed out. But then again, he should have had that conversation. It's easy to talk to you. You're in that office looking at your screen. All you got to do is walk in.
Most other people in the office seem like they have a little bit more skepticism about walking into the office and sparking up a conversation, whereas you come in like a bull every time. Hey, what are you doing? I got this thing going on. This, or this. And I'm just kind of, okay, nice. But I give you that. Like, you deserve that. No. But I feel the vibe from a lot of other people in the office that if they're going to come into the office and interrupt whatever email I'm writing, they want to make sure it's important. I like that you don't give.
Somebody told you, yeah, Wack got an issue with you, but he ain't going to say nothing to you. You're going to be like, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, you having a secret issue would be very confusing to me. I'd be like, I'm like, it must be so up if he's not telling me.
Yo, man. So,
shot my video with Big Sad last night. Dropping very, very soon. Might be out by the time you see this.
The song is hot.
The song is hard.
I can't hate on it. The song is hot on both sides. He did his thing, too.
Oh, man, I can't wait.
Yo, did he tell you he wanted to be paid to do the cipher?
When I asked him about the cipher, and he goes, he was talking about this the other night on stream. He's like, you said that you don't talk about anything involving me to your bitch. Even though what I said on the Tuesday show was that I was on FaceTime with Lennon while I was driving to work. I pull into the parking lot. He's right there. We stop our cars side by side to speak to each other. And I say, hey, let's do that freestyle in next week or whatever, whenever it is, a couple of days. He goes, I'm going to be real with you, Church. I can't rap with no N-word that I can't shake hands with. Talking about Almighty. Like, him and Almighty dislike each other so much that I guess he like really doesn't.
When did that happen? Didn't they used to do a show together?
Not a show, but they did a bunch of pods together and stuff. I think they had.
Weren't they on the news or something?
They had girl drama, which is ironic for two pimps. But
Almighty's a pimp too?
But like a 50 Cent, I'm a PIMP.
Yeah, I don't think he's like I just thought,
I don't think he's managing sex workers, but he's like, he's got that persona. I don't know. Almighty, I don't know what to say. But either way, he basically, they don't get along to such an extent that he didn't want to do the song with him. But then he goes on stream and he lies, and on multiple different counts. He says he doesn't know what the problem with Almighty is, which is cap. It's about girls at the very least. Begins with girls, and then there's other stuff. And then he also said that he wanted to get paid for doing the cypher, which nobody else at the time, and nobody mentioned getting paid from the cypher. I'm gonna be real with you. It's got about 260,000 views. If I looked at how much it's earned, it might be like $1,000, which might cover the studio time. So if anyone really wanted to get paid, it was probably not like the song to really try to get paid for. But he's lying when he says that he wanted to get paid. He didn't want to do it because of Almighty.
That was it.
It would have been fun. It would have been an opportunity. We probably would have built up some camaraderie right there. Maybe the whole gang's kind of back together. Maybe it would have been cool. I don't know. He's just like straight,
I don't be knowing.
He's vampire mode.
Listen, with the whole little
Sharp is a vampire.
I don't know who got what going on. I still haven't met everybody from No Jumper.
You haven't met Brick?
Or what's his name? Lush?
You haven't even met Lush?
I don't know.
I want to bring him on here. I think you and him are going to be fucking great.
Told to bring him on here. He said a few things. He had a few things to say about me. Nothing crazy. I can't even remember his difference in opinion, but I've never met him. You know, seemed like a cool dude to me.
Lush is cool. Yeah. He's also like...
Did somebody call him out before he called somebody? It was
Almighty and him had beef and then actually squabbled.
They had a fight.
They had a fight.
He was somebody supposed to come up and didn't come up.
For Lush?
It was something I remember.
It was Almighty that day, yeah. And then they ended up doing it a couple of days later. Yeah, that was a little confusing there at one point. At one point, we all left the stream, all went outside for the fight, and then had to just come back in because it turned out the person wasn't coming. But whatever. Lush is probably like one of the foremost hip hop experts on earth, I would say. His hip hop knowledge is insane.
I like his verse too on the cypher.
We can discount any odd personality quirks or drug addictions.
I don't know too much about him.
He knows a lot about rap. He's an encyclopedia.
Where's he from?
He is from Los Angeles.
From LA, okay.
Yeah.
He's a gang. He was Sudango?
No comment. That's his politics. I don't know.
Oh, he don't like claim a neighborhood?
I don't know.
He never says it? He never says like 18 ese.
He pivots.
Florencia.
That's the thing with Lush. He could be a white guy one minute, a black guy the next, an Asian Cambodian the next, and then he's a Mexican, and he's all over the place. 1 minute he's from LA, next minute he's from Oakland, next minute he's from Alaska.
Yeah, definitely.
He's all over the place.
So you're telling me absolutely no more Sharp?
Well, I mean, I would still be down to sit down with him if he wanted to have a conversation, but I do think that in terms of him continuing to come on the channel, I mean, what are we doing? Like, I definitely am not interested in continuing to do what he had been doing, which is like very low effort content that didn't seem really like there was much thought going on behind it. And now, if he wanted to come back on here and yell at some girls, but I mean, realistically, I feel like that ship has sailed.
I see the episode he did with the BMF dudes who really wasn't BMF, who said that we went to school with Meech's daughter. I was like, yo, you're asking these guys a bunch of questions about things that they just wasn't around.
So you're saying that somebody like somehow got an interview with him?
Yeah, you didn't see it. It was two dudes.
Sharp BMF.
Yeah, it was two dudes.
Boogie and Baby Truth joining BMF, Big Meech, Blue Da Vinci, and more. Doesn't seem like it performed terribly well at the very least, but
they were too young. Like they really didn't know anything about. Like they literally said Blue Da Vinci let them in the party because they got a call for Meech. Like they went to school with Meech's daughter, and I was like,
this said Meech used to see him around his daughter all the time. So he said, you know what? You family. Meech was in jail. He only seen the feds. The fuck you talking about? I can't really pass judgment on these guys.
You didn't know about this interview?
You know, at a certain point, I just kind of stopped.
Sharp said you didn't know what was going on in the building.
In terms of his commentary, yes, there is some truth to that, yeah. At some point, I just kind of tuned
I would
out.
definitely love to see a Blue Da Vinci Sharp interview.
We probably should just not do content on this channel unless I am at least somewhat involved, motivated, into it. And then if I become so uninterested with the content that I just like am paying zero attention, maybe I should just take that as a sign this does not need to continue happening on the channel. That might be fair.
Blue Da Vinci's in town too.
Is
The Blue Da Vinci and Sharp would have went crazy.
So now you're a big Sharp fan.
No, Blue Da Vinci and Sharp.
But how does a Blue Da Vinci interview do in this day and age?
I don't put it
I
up.
feel like Cam Capone might have just had him on 2 months ago. Yeah, I mean, he's doing decent numbers. I don't know if they post the full thing. Yeah, right here. Well, the clips seem like they're all right. Blue Da Vinci.
No, because Sharp allowed them people to say some things about Blue.
Oh yeah,
I know Blue. Yeah, Blue. It would have been. It'd have been a little aggressive in there.
You want to hear a crazy story that didn't come out on Tuesday? And this is my last Sharp anecdote for as long as possible. But there was like a day where this woman came in, right? And she had 2 different artists and they both were doing interviews with Sharp. She comes over and she starts talking to me. I hope I remember this correctly. And at some point she just mentions something about paying to get more people on the channel. Oh, no, at a certain point I realized that I had seen her on her Instagram story where she tagged me trying to charge people for interviews, saying, if you want to interview, hit me up. It costs this amount of money on No Jumper, blah, blah, blah. And so then I'm in the office. This woman, random black woman, comes up, starts introducing herself to me, and she says something and it clicks. I'm like, you're that lady that I told off on Instagram? Because I basically DM'd her and told her to fuck off and stop pretending that she could sell interviews on my behalf. And she told me that Sharp had told her that this was okay. And so we call Sharp in like the next day or a couple of days later or whatever, and we have a meeting about this. And also, like, I ended up arguing with this chick. Like, she wanted to take a picture with me. I'm like, hell no, I'm not taking a picture with you because you're going to use it to scam, whatever.
Exactly.
And so then we end up having a meeting with Sharp. Of course, he's already had quite a few drinks at this point, I'm pretty sure, even though it was like noon. And he just like, oh my God, he goes on a warpath, denying in every possible way, calls the chick and just starts screaming at her on the phone. And it was like, I kind of walked away from it a little bit unsure if he was telling the truth or if she was telling the truth. I just kind of, at a certain point, it just started to hurt my head and I just kind of gave up on it. But that was definitely a sketchy moment. Was
he stretching his neck when he was talking? Because I watched when he screams at women.
Like this?
You're fucking lying! We're lying! This is what he does.
You haven't seen the Vince McMahon documentary?
No.
If you watch it, you'll see a lot of yourself in it, and you'll see a lot of Sharp in it as well. Like Sharp and like the Ultimate Warrior remind me a lot of each other.
Yeah, there you go.
You know?
There you go. Listen, man, shout out to Sharp, man. He do his thing, man. Listen, come up, have a conversation.
No hard feelings, Sharp. You know, people felt like we were being a little too mean on Tuesday, which I felt like, you know what? He's airing shit out. He's saying that he don't fuck with me. Okay, I'm gonna just say all the shit that I think in my head that I haven't really said to many people. Let's let it all out. Whatever. Okay, this is another thing. When I was at this food festival on Saturday, I run into a dude that I know who has worked for Kanye for a long time. And I start talking to him. And I'm like, how is Kanye doing with the nitrous? Because that's my number one concern. Because when I saw the clip of him wearing the nitrous mask, that really had me worried. Like, holy, that's a level that I have not seen anybody else at. He told me Kanye is completely off the nitrous and that he is now 100% focused on the music, almost to the extent that he was making it sound like the eyes are kind of off the clothing thing completely. But apparently Kanye is very much posted up, not using nitrous, no galaxy gas, working on music.
I've never seen Ye use nitrous.
Okay. There's a lot of information about him using nitrous out there.
I tried to pull it up one day with the fake doctor.
No, and there's a clip with where he's saying to Ryan Garcia, he's wearing the nitrous mask and he like pulls it off and he goes, Ryan Garcia, I'm on the nitrous. Which I don't know why he chose to put that out there, but I just wanted to let you know that your friend is doing well. And this is someone who would absolutely know.
He's going through a divorce, it looks like.
I know, and then I found out about that the next day.
I never knew he was even married.
Yeah, he got married to that chick. That
I heard about it. I didn't kind of believe it.
I mean, what the were they doing? It feels like they were just putting on some sort of weird performance art show for all these months. And she's like, they're going out in public. It's hot as he's wearing some huge hoodie, some crazy jacket. She's like naked wearing cellophane or whatever. Remember the scene where he got head on that boat? That was with her. It felt like she was more of like a willing participant.
Who got head on the boat?
Kanye.
From who?
Her.
Who's her?
His wife, Bianca.
And what is she?
A white woman, I guess.
There you go. There you go.
What?
I got it out of me.
Why is that a dunk?
Listen, if we were playing a game, had a game show, I would have won.
Wait, why?
Listen, you follow all the clues I was giving you. God damn it, you said right what I wanted you to say. Kanye was getting hair from a white woman. You said it, not me.
What's wrong with that?
Say nothing.
He's probably got hair from many white women.
Especially coming out of a white man.
He was married to a white woman for like 10 years. I feel like I really missed something.
Yeah, you did.
What was
you
it?
Did. You
what
see, he's laughing.
You just laughing because he's acting like this?
He knew what I was doing. He knew what I was doing.
But why is me saying that she's a white woman in any way a
fact
dunk?
that you was oblivious to what I was trying to get you to say.
But why is
it was funny?
Why the white woman thing?
Well, why is Diddy locked up for white slavery?
So you think if he had only been black women, he would be all right?
Definitely, no problem.
I feel like so many people are acting like Diddy's guilt is more certain than it seems to me. Like for instance, okay,
innocent till proven guilty.
Think about it. If you're having orgies on a consistent basis and you've got these sex workers coming around with you, right? Are you really trying to tell me it's so fucked up that you were managing the drug supply? Because listen, if you were allowing these women to just come to your orgies and bring their own drugs, guess what? People are going to get fentanyl. They're going to fucking die. To me, that's like the least he could do is be the Molly supplier, be in charge of the quality control.
Did you see the Ray J clip?
Which one?
With him on the news.
I did not.
Did you hear what he said?
No, what did he say?
Yo, this. Hold on.
Because
somebody for taking somebody's ass. There's a lot of people out here taking from people. Not only like people are getting robbed of not only their money and their spirituality. They're getting robbed of their womanhood and manhood. Asses are being taken in ways that nobody can explain. Do you chuckle? Do you laugh? Do you help? Do you criticize? Because I see a lot of jokes out there right now talking about baby oil. Everybody got a joke about having baby oil and lube. Is that okay?
What was the crazy part about that to you?
I mean, just how he said it, what he said, bro.
He has quite a delivery, but wait.
He said it's a lot of asses out there. He said spirituality.
I feel like the bigger point is that why are so many people are focused on frivolous aspects of the Diddy thing.
Why'd you have to use aspects like that?
Okay. Ass is in a lot of words. You're a ass clown. But so many people are focused on the lube and the gayness. It's like if there were underage women, if there were people who are being forced to do drugs, these are things that we should be interested in. If there was any kind of rape taking place, now we're talking. That's what we should be concerned about. Now, if Diddy was putting his little Twinkie in men's buttholes, okay, that's cool. We should just forget about that. He should get a pass on gay shit.
You heard what I said a long time ago. He should have just came out.
Yeah.
I think he would have got the support of the community. He'd been less of a hit. But you're not going to mislead my people.
What is the misleading part?
The drugs, okay, no.
Well, that's some of the statements that have been made.
You cannot distribute drugs unless you're a pharmacist. If you distribute drugs and enter to a sexual situation with somebody, they can claim that because of the drugs you distributed, they wasn't in control and they couldn't make a conscious
I know, and
decision.
I feel like that's manipulative because in reality,
you're doing the drugs.
Vast majority of people
are doing the drugs to do what they want to do.
Are either drinking or doing drugs as a prelude to sex. Nobody should be forced to do so, but let's be real, a huge percentage of sex that takes place on Earth is inebriated sex.
You're right.
Maybe not for you, Mr. Straight Edge.
Somebody's on. You're right. So somebody's, but you got to do those things, I guess, with the people that you're with.
Yeah, you should trust them.
Yeah, you can't.
You should never f*** a girl for the first time while she's really f***ed up, significantly.
What's crazy is
couple beers, okay.
That's a lot of people's lives. If some people married today with children because that's how they hooked up, that's what works for them.
When I really think about like the first year of me and Lena sleeping together, a gigantic percentage of it was while we were f***ed up. Me more so than her.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I wouldn't consider pressing charges against her or anything.
You.
But really, I probably could.
I don't think it would work.
I don't think it would be convincing, but
No, it
it would follow the same logic as like a lot of other people out here trying to make these kind of statements about people. Foxy Brown, we spoke about Jay-Z and the potential allegations. Foxy Brown made it clear she denies any rumors of Jay-Z sleeping with her when she was underage. And I'm not sure if you're aware about this dynamic that took place, but basically Foxy Brown, or excuse me, this is no longer about Foxy Brown. Jaguar Wright goes on Piers Morgan. Piers Morgan is a huge news program, right?
She's crazy.
He's getting currently like 4 million views an upload talking about Diddy. Jaguar Wright, I don't know if you know this, she was very much involved with Jay-Z throughout his career. She sang on a bunch of his records. She's present in the MTV Live performance video that he did. I believe she was on tour with him a bunch, etc. So it's not like she's just a completely random person.
She was like a backup singer or something, right?
Right, but she was around him a good amount. It's not like she's just a totally random person.
Yeah, but no, you can't say that.
It seems like she lost her mind at some point.
Okay. Sharp was around you all the time. Just as he's in the building.
Right.
But yet he wouldn't come in your office and have a conversation with you. Just because you're a backup singer or a backup dancer doesn't mean you're in the in crowd.
I'm not saying
talent.
Right. I'm not saying that
she's using that to make it look like, but you're not. I mean, how many backup dancers? I mean, you know, shout out J-Lo, right? But how many backup singers are allowed in the room?
That's what I'm saying. Like, realistically, if I had dancers and I was on tour, they're probably not seeing too much action. I'm probably not letting them into the freak off unless they want to participate.
Yeah, like.
But maybe but she doesn't make any claim that she herself had any kind of sexual interaction with Jay-Z.
But she claims she's seen all these things, so they just letting you in. For what reason?
And so Piers Morgan, who is huge and like a serious journalist, quote unquote, he had to actually delete it out of the podcast episode or the news segment that they did. I guess it wasn't a cease and desist. The lawyer said that he just straight up told them, if you don't delete that from that episode, then we are going to proceed with legal action, which I do think it makes sense. It's like platforming Jaguar Wright at this point to say things that really happen. Crazy. There's just no evidence, no seemingly factual basis to it. Now, if they ever do find shit to pull out against Jay-Z, she is going to look like a genius. However, still, there's no significant evidence. Really, like almost everybody in the hip hop industry has more evidence or like more sketchy situations than Jay-Z. He's had almost no sketchy situations involving women that we know of. He got beat up in an elevator.
That was it.
You want to hear my favorite Jay-Z sex story? Okay. This is from Superhead's book years ago. Almost.
She might be telling the truth.
Almost 20 years ago, I read her book in a Barnes & Noble during an afternoon and was just absolutely blown away. But she told the story about how she was his video girl in a random video. When it's lunch break, he gets her in his car. They're up on like a big mountain, mansion, whatever. They drive down the hill a bit. He pulls the car over to the side. Him and her both get out of the car. He takes his dick out without saying anything, rolls a condom down onto it, takes her by the back of the head, and gets some good old Rockefeller style head on the side of the mountain.
That was pre-Beyonce.
She said nothing to suggest that this was not consensual, so I'm not trying to draw that kind of conclusion at all. I actually just thought it sounded like the most player shit I ever heard.
Pre-Beyonce.
Yeah, of course. But also just the fact that, I think this was more like Big Pimpin' era. This isn't even like close to Beyonce. But either way, that just really always kind of stuck with me of like, damn, if you really make it, you can get some dome without even talking.
I can believe superhead. She might exaggerate, put a little more onto a few things, but I think the situations that happened.
Yeah, the tone of her telling the story in her book did not come off as like vindictive at all. It was more just like, hey, listen to this crazy thing that happened.
This Bobcat Wrong chick?
Jaguar Wright.
No, Bobcat Wrong. She's like a conspiracy theorist.
Yeah, no, I
with
agree.
a bad haircut.
Yeah. And she, honestly, she says so many crazy things that it's just...
Yeah, I don't believe he was on the in crowd like that.
But there are YouTubers whose entire careers, Baby Cuban Rob in the building, entire careers are basically interviewing Jaguar Wright over and over and letting her say literally anything and never fact checking her at any point.
Nothing. She says crazy things.
There needs to be like a confirmed, definitive video that breaks down her mental illness and psychosis, because to many of us, it just sounds like, oh, she's a crazy woman, which is like the easiest thing to say about a woman to discredit her, right? Like, I want a real deep dive into all of her statements and how little sense they make.
We need to check her out. We need to... Spies on the Hunter side.
The exposers.
Bobcat Wrong, a.k.a. Jaguar Wright. Let's look into her. Yo, you heard that? You really had the Peshi guy up here.
I had the Peshi guy on here.
Yeah, that was a little different.
So I do this interview with a guy named Peshi, who people who are hardcore Adam and Wack show listeners are going to recall that recently we had an episode, and the episode started, I forget what episode number it was, but it started out with us talking about somebody who snitched, who was then beaten up by other members associated with them. I don't think we explained who the people were, because I saw a bunch of comments that were like, who the are you talking about for the first 10 minutes of this podcast? Whatever. We were talking about a dude named Peshi. We've further broken this situation down on here. There was body cam footage that leaked of him basically doing some tattling. Now, I gave him an interview in order for him to be able to tell his side of the story. It has been brought to my attention by multiple different people that they feel like he was lying in that interview about a lot of very substantial things. And then on top of that, if you watch the Tuesday show, G-Face's wife sent me screenshots of texts from not a long time ago, from like a week ago, like maybe 2 weeks ago, where Peshi was claiming that when he came up here, he was going to basically get one over on me and you. So basically just fully hating on me and you. And so the fact that I've now seen screenshots of him basically being a deceptive little weasel, and on top of that, realizing that he lied about a whole bunch of shit to people that you and I, well, you're much closer to them than me, but people that I trust, that I believe are good people who are in the room right now.
Cuban Rob is over there so bad.
I almost took the interview down. But instead, we're going to do a follow-up, and we're going to clear up some stuff.
Well, wait, before we pull Cuban Rob and Tuka, that's his name, man. Tuka, right?
Tuki?
Tuka. Mama Duck suing Lil Durk and King Von. Yeah. That is some of the most...
You can't believe it either?
Weirdest. So you're mad because they were responding to some of your son's music. They both went back and forth. How? I don't understand. How is she suing them?
Because in her opinion, the labels as well as the actual rappers, such as King Von and Lil Durk, basically were using her son's death as a promotional tactic in order to promote their music, which, to be fair, I mean, everybody kind of knows that that's true. But the thing that I find so insidious about this is the fact that you basically have, on a street level, two different gangs that are essentially on the same playing field, except one of them goes on to, or really not, the gangs don't become rich, but one rapper or a couple rappers from one side go on to become extremely rich. And then now she cheered all this gangbanging and all this murder on during her life. Yeah. She gleefully participated in the promotion of songs like Dead Bitches by FBG Duck that really pushed the same exact agenda as what King Von and Lil Durk were putting out there. But now she's suing, basically just taking advantage of the fact that their side has never really created any significant amount of wealth. And then meanwhile, on the other hand, you have somebody like Lil Durk who has basically become rich off of this conflict, as well as all his other music.
But Lil Durk was already rich prior to
He was already doing well, but for sure, like, Dirt kind of entered a new stratosphere of his career once King Von came out, and Von was dissing Duck much more intentionally.
You think she just clout chasing, or she just need a bag?
Well, I think she's money chasing specifically. Yeah,
I don't know. I just didn't get it. I don't think Duck would approve.
and he definitely would not. And that's the craziest part about this to me. And what's really crazy about it is that yesterday, I'm on, Remo's talking to someone, I won't say who, but basically a famous GD from Chicago. And he goes, Adam, why you doing all that? And I go, you know I'm right. You know I'm right. He goes, yeah, you're right, but why you got to be saying that about his mom? I'm like, all right. It's not about, not about who's right and who's wrong. Listen.
She steps out there.
I don't treat her like a regular old mom.
No, you can't.
My mom doesn't know anything about gangbanging. My mom doesn't know anything about hip hop. Mama Duck is very, very knowledgeable about the street. She knows exactly what's kosher and what's frowned upon. And so we have to hold her to a reasonable standard. And so then right after that, I got what's his name? King Yella showing up in my DMs telling me he's going to whoop my ass. Oh, you're such a piece of shit for saying that shit about his mom or whatever. When I just got off the phone with someone who's got way more rank than him, who is telling me that he 100% agrees with me,
King Yella
but doesn't think I should be saying it.
That's King Teller.
King Teller.
King Teller.
Not to be confused with Nutella.
Oh, my God.
Although he is kind of a nut.
Sometimes you feel like a nut. Sometimes you don't. Rainwater definitely agreed. But did you catch his punchline?
What?
And if you need an attorney, I got one for you. Rainwater trying to get 10% of that 33%.
I think Rainwater's been trying to get 10% of Mama Duck's booty.
Nah.
He's a horny little devil, that guy. Yeah? You don't think so?
Do that. Nah.
No, I'm just kidding. But Mama Duck, we need you out here. We need to sit down. We need to talk about this. I would be interested in having you on this platform. Please reach out to me. But you know that's some shit. You know you're going against the street code, and you know that your son would be embarrassed if he knew that this is what you were doing. So, I don't know. It's you know what it is? You could be a gang member. You can go kill people, but you can't ever be associated with that and get rich, because this is the writing on the wall that this will continue for all of time.
I know one thing. One person that better beware, Kris Jenner.
Why you say that?
Kim Kardashian is calling for the release of the Menendez brothers. If she's agreeing with their actions.
Have you seen the documentary on Netflix? Man,
I remember being a kid watching it. I was like 89, 90, 91. They pulled up in there with 12 gauge shotguns and got down on them two people to get that bag. So I don't understand what she's saying. If you killed your mom and your daddy with some shotguns, what do they deserve to be?
Okay. Is there any room in your heart to say these dudes were being viciously molested by their father for their whole life?
That's cap.
You don't believe that even happened?
I don't believe that.
I'm only halfway through the documentary, so I don't really feel comfortable making definitive statements about this. But the footage of them crying on the stand, I found pretty fucking convincing. Like, I don't think you could just lie about being molested and be that convincing. But I haven't seen the rest of the documentary. But people told me that there's like a released phone call where he was talking to his ex-girlfriend or girlfriend or whatever, and he was bragging about how good he is at fake crying and creating basically this illusion. So
exactly. Yo,
yeah, I don't know.
Did you see the one chick? I think it's the rape chick from the early 90s. She got caught.
Which one?
Texting her boyfriend saying, "I'll give you $3 million if you confirm my story about Diddy."
Oh yeah.
She got caught.
You could tell that Diddy's team is hard at work trying to discredit the 100+ people who have made accusations about him. But that's the crazy thing, is you only need to discredit like one or two, and then like a lot of people are going to look at the entire group of accusers and basically consider them all to be compromised. So I don't know.
See the one dude? He's up for death. They told him he can either pick the needle, the electric chair, or the firing squad.
What would you go with?
I probably would go with. I would go with the electric chair. But my request would be I needed a room full of the people that wanted to see me die. Because I would want to horrify them so much that they continue to dream about me. Straight up. So
It's
when
not
they
gonna
hit
be
me,
a room of your enemies.
I would request 3 times the electric charge.
Who are your
so
top
my
3 ops?
eyeballs popped out.
Top 3 ops.
Just so you people that want to see me die, that you dream about me every day for the rest of your life.
Who do you want to observe this the most? Spider Loke?
Whoever the people are that want to see me, nah.
He's not that serious?
Nah, Spider.
Big U.
Nah, Spider will probably come try to break me out.
He's a real one. To the very end. Known criminal mastermind.
I was at the Fox Hills Mall. He got a new job. He got a mobile detail service. He washed my car. He knew it was my car, hooked me up.
I feel like you're trolling me, but if that is true, I respect that.
What's wrong with a mobile detail service?
I just don't think he would do that for you.
It's called Spidey Suds. In the meantime, between time,
wow.
Let's get look.
Did you know? Also, I saw Spider Loke started a candle store in the mall. Spidey Sense.
Oh.
Just kidding.
But I will tell you, you can go get your Simply Wick. Simplywick.com.
What?
Simply Wick. You know what a wick is? A wick is when we take toilet paper and we roll it real tight and light it, and it'll burn all day so people can light their stuff when we're on lockdown. But it's a guy named Simply.
Do you have to roll it
Chicago?
Like how? I don't understand.
And he helps me and my man Levels. He has a candle that, I got some ownership in called Simply Wick, and it's cool. So go simplywick.com. Go copy it. Yo, man, is it 4 people over there or 3.5?
We have 4. Why?
You sure?
Because he has the camouflage pants on.
1, 2, 3. Man, I see somebody.
Such a unk joke.
I see somebody.
Oh,
there he goes.
Because he's very black, right? Okay.
Hey, why would you say such a thing?
That's the joke you're making, right? You're saying he looks like an unplayable character.
Things you're not supposed to say.
I got the joke. They're going to be on me about this one.
Look at it. Come on, listen. We got to pull him and Cuban Rob up.
Let's do it.
Because these are 2 serious
It's time
contenders.
to politic.
Come on, we got the nose breaker and the guy that got told on. God damn it. And I got my man over there from the town.
Baby Cuban Rob.
Keep the guap feed in the room.
Yep.
3rd.
Yeah, you need to know it.
Yo.
So, Cuban Rob, we talk about you all the time on here, but I don't think you've been on camera until now.
Can you relax?
Yo, yeah, you look like you're ready to fight somebody.
Yo, I was telling somebody the other day, like, listen, dude is naturally, this is not an act, serious.
I heard a few stories about him.
Look, he's serious.
I mean, I'm cool.
Is the camera fucking with you? Because I feel like normally you're more cool.
I'm good. I'm just not used to being in the camera and talking to, the world and all that type shit.
Yeah.
So you're the aftermath. You started this shit.
You're right. You should go first.
Started.
I feel like he started.
No.
Wow.
Well, no, he did. But we had no idea until you followed up. And I think somebody got in touch with you to follow up because it started on my phone.
Okay.
Because he put something up. He kept telling Peshi. Peshi was talking crazy to the guy. He like, yo, stop talking tough or I'll expose you. And we're on a group text. And I'm like, what do you mean expose him? And next thing I know, boop, went up some paperwork. And I didn't know, I didn't know what it was. So then he calls me with this damn fool on the phone. And so I'm like, when he on the phone, I laid back. I said, you know what, Peshi? I'm not tripping. I don't really know what's going on with it.
That day when he called me, I didn't even know what was going on.
I don't know why he called you. If he would have just not called you,
right?
Because I was already like, I already been with the dude. I'm like, yo, dude, keep that dude over there. But he called you. I know you. You notice I never called you back and said anything. Right. Next thing I know, after the call of him trying to explain the telling and not telling, because he's using another name. I said, nah, it's talking about some guy named Tuka. I don't know how you knew. You start releasing stuff on Instagram. Yeah. And I don't know if he tagged you or what, but it got to him. I'm at home sleep. I wake up, ding, 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 and it's about 4 pictures with blood everywhere on the patio. So I'm like, yo, what is this? He said, Peshi came and knocked on my door. I'm like, why'd you do that to Peshi? He sends me back all your clips. Yeah, there it go. Yeah, there it go. There goes your guy.
Wow, tell me that's not French Montana.
No, shout out French.
Shout out French Montana.
This is Peshi. This is like
He got his ass whooped and
wait.
turned into French Montana.
Listen, he took it easy on him. He took it easy because he could have not said nothing and baited him in, and it could have been a whole other way, right? But you, Mr. Editor.
How do you end up with a name like Tuka, by the way?
That's my name. I'm from the town. You feel me? That's what the homies call
What
me.
town you
From
from?
Kansas City, but I'm really from a town right outside Kansas City called Lawrence, Kansas.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
He
But
sound
yeah.
like Flash Gotti, don't he? Flash Gotti from Kansas City.
Okay, well, so how did we end up in this situation in the first place?
All right, well, shit. So originally we got put over at going to a club. We're stepping out to a strip club.
Who
this
you
night.
know Peshi from?
You said where do I know
Where do you
Peshi?
know him
Okay,
from?
so I since I've been out here in LA, I've been out in the valley. You feel me? So a lot of the homies, you know what I'm saying, he ended up being a mutual friend. Rest in peace, my big bro KG. But he ended up being a mutual through him, and he started bigging bro around and shit. And long story short, we was just out one night. You feel me? About to go turn up. We just left the show, and we ended up going to the club, and there was a stop. The cops pull up on by his car. We was a whole line of cars parked in the red. But he's still by the car door. We had already bounced out the car. We in a group walking towards the club. Cops pull up. They like run up on me. They pushing me up on the fence trying to start frisking me. They walk up to him like, yeah, go over there to the sidewalk. So we all frisked up on the sidewalk. Soon as they patted on me, the cops got the feeling on my backpack I had on. I had my blower in there, but I had it concealed, you feel me? So but I have my guard card on me and stuff. I have my receipt for the gun. I bought the gun in Kansas. I legally flew out here with it. You feel me? So,
Got you on the plane.
yeah,
Got you.
on the plane. Brought it out here, everything. I had the receipt, all that shit. You feel me? So as soon as they ran up on me and felt the blower in my bag, I was already caught up on the fence. So I'm like, all right, whatever's my blower. You feel me? But I got the receipt right here, all that shit. You feel me? So I'm getting hemmed up for my shit already. You feel me? Then the cops come up, they over here doing all this other shit, asking niggas they got stuff. Peshi like, no, yeah, we don't got nothing. Y'all could go ahead and search the car if y'all want. The cops
He
is
told
like,
him to search. He gave him
told the
consent?
police to search the car. They was like, oh, so you don't care if I search the car? No, he's like, yeah, go ahead, I don't care, search it. The cops like, all right, if you want me to stop at any moment, just say something.
Crazy.
This man was like, yeah, they get to searching the car. He like, yeah, y'all could pop. I could pop the truck for you too. The button right there. The cops like, oh, damn, that was good. Appreciate you. Like, I know. And then, so long story short, they get to searching the car. They find a lockbox in the back seat in a little blue bag. He's checking the lockbox. He's like, oh, I got this same lockbox. To me, it looked like a gun box. He's like, yeah, to me, I'm not shit. It's a gun box too. You feel me? It looked like a gun box to me too, but I use it for bait. So long story short, he ended up the cops is trying to figure out who it is. I'm not saying nothing. You feel me? I'm like, we just all sitting there and shit, and Pesci's over here talking.
So he knows there's something in the car.
He knew the gun
and
was
he
in the car.
gives them consent to search.
Nah, facts. And I didn't even get pulled over with him. I'm already out of the car walking. I'm saying in the group, so I just got ran up on separately. Technically, I wasn't in the car with him. You feel me?
Yeah.
So
And keep in mind, his version of the story was basically like, you guys got pulled over together. You said you were going to take the charge. And then as soon as the cops actually started like talking to him, that you immediately like changed up.
Adam, I got all the video footage to stand on everything I say. You feel
He
me?
got the body cam.
No kid.
So do they get a hold of the lockbox?
They get a hold
Do
of
they
the
get access to the lockbox?
all right, look, this is how they get into the lockbox. They go back in the car, they searching for his car keys. They find this nigga's car keys in the car. He like, the cops got the keys. They're like, oh, so whose keys are these? The cops over here already patting me down looking for some keys and shit for the lockbox. I don't got shit on me. They over patting me down. We like, oh, we ain't got shit. He like, I don't got shit. They go find his car keys in the car under his seat. They bring the car keys back. Mind you, all this on video. The cops like, so whose car, Maserati and Porsche keys are these? Pesci like, yeah, those are my keys. Yeah, both of these cars are mine, and whoop-de-whoop. The cops take the keys back over to the lockbox. It's all on body cam. He walked straight back to the lockbox with Pesci's car keys and put the key in the lockbox and opens the gun box. Then he pull out the gun. He's like, all right, you looking at it and shit. He come back. He's like, yeah, so he's like, yeah, so there was a gun in Pesci. He's like, oh, really? He's like, yeah, y'all could go fingerprint it. I'll do all that shit. I promise you, like, my fingerprints was never single-handed come back on that gun. I had never seen the gun before. He's like, I don't even own a gun. Like, you know what I'm saying? So then they like, they just like, all right, calm down, dude. It's all good. It's all good. Then Then
That's crazy when the cops tell you you're talking too much.
No, yeah.
That doesn't usually happen. But this all just sounds very foreign because I feel like most like street dudes, when they get pulled over, it's like they already know you're supposed to say as little as possible.
Exactly. And that's what I had to do. I just had to shut up. But this man got to talking. Yeah, what's up?
Did he put the gun on somebody?
This man put the gun on everybody. Because you already got a gun on your back, in your backpack. Yeah, but he tried to tell them, he's like, oh, look, this dude, at first he telling the cops, see, I don't even know this dude. I just met him tonight. Then he get later on the video, he's like, yeah, this is my bro, Tuka, Philip. But when I've been to Kansas, he done been out here, like, I know him, that's my bro. Like, he's like, usually me and my dad go fishing. That's a lockbox for me and my dad's bait when we go fishing. It's a lockbox for bait. When we go fishing, he's like, we keep everything in there. But I advised him to put one gun in the lockbox and keep one gun on them. He's just like, he's like, I told him to put both of them in there, but he didn't want to listen. So then, so
now he putting the gun on you.
Yeah, now at this point, he putting the gun on me, telling the cops. He's like, yeah. He's just like, shit. He's just like, we was just with 12 people, so and none of them had guns.
Your gun in your backpack is the one registered. The gun in the lockbox is throwaway.
Yeah, my gun in my backpack, I had that registered in Kansas, but the
lockbox is a throwaway.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about I didn't even see, you know what I'm saying? I don't know nothing about the lockbox or nothing. You feel me? So they over here questioning shit, trying to find out. This nigga over here telling them that it's mine. I'm like literally standing in front of this dude while he telling on me. You feel me? I'm like, I can't sit here and be like, no, nigga, that shit ain't mine. It's yours. Cause I be telling too at this point. You feel me? So I'm just sitting here like, cops questioning. He's still talking, going on and on. Like, shit, I'm pretty sure. I'm saying we're gonna have to pull some of these videos up on the screen.
But he bailed you out though, right?
He ain't bailed nothing. You ain't see the clip of me calling the bossman after he came up here doing all that capping?
He said he bailed you out.
He ain't bailed me out. I could call the bondsman right now and they could tell you what I'm saying exactly what it is. So you got
a clip of the bondsman saying?
I got a clip. I call a bondsman. I'm like, yo, so yeah, did I get bonded out? He's like, nope, there's still a balance right here. I'm like, so how much was put down? He said 300. The homie that really came and bonded me out, you feel me? He co-signed it for her and everything, but he only put down a couple hundred. The bondsman told me I got 24 hours after I got out of jail. He said, as soon as you get out, you got to come straight up here and drop us off another payment. You know what I'm saying? Peshi ain't put nothing down. I was making payments and shit then. You know what I'm saying? That shit, you know what I'm saying, it's where it's at right now.
So did you go to jail or what happened with the case?
Yeah, so as soon as everything go down, they ended up taking us to jail and stuff. They find out like there's like all right, at this point both of those we taking both of y'all to jail because they're like we're gonna get back to the station, do an investigation and see what's going on and shit. At that point, I'm like, this dude already talking too much. You know what I'm saying? We don't even got to go back and do no investigation. I'll take that shit. If you're going to take us both to jail, it's on me. I say, if you're going to take us both to jail, then just take me. You feel me? Like,
you think he going to tell some other stuff? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know what he going to say when we get into investigation if he said all this shit on the street in front of police right here. You feel me? On the scene. He ain't wait to get asked no questions, nothing. You feel me? So, yeah, I ended up, long story short, I get arrested. We go to jail. He get bonded out. You know, they got the book in jail or whatever. Then they send you over to the Twin Towers or wherever the Central Jail and shit. This nigga got bonded out straight out the booking. He got booked and his cousin came and bonded him out right after. You feel me? He didn't even make it. He out here telling niggas, oh, Tupa's out here ducking phase. My nigga, what are you talking? First of all, we was in the you didn't even make it to the jail, my nigga. We was in the holding tank together with some drunk and some smokers and shit. You feel me? Niggas went in there on that type of shit. Niggas like, hey, we don't know the phase in there. Niggas like, you over here capping for the, you know what I'm saying? You capping, trying to make it look like you did something. I almost come, I heard you was in there ducking phase. And nigga,
so he never made it to the county. He got bailed out the substation.
He lied about every
man.
So you knew about, I never, I don't be keeping up with this dude.
Man, I know he's a liar.
You knew he went to jail.
No, he said he went to jail. You know what I'm saying? He said he told me he bailed this nigga out and did all of this crazy shit. That nigga didn't never do none of that shit.
So when he came to your house, did he come over there because he released the Instagram?
He released the information.
But why would he do that?
Because so when he released that, because I didn't even know Tuka back then, but niggas was sending it to my DM. So once I seen it, he instantly called me because he knew I seen it by then. You know, it'd been an hour or two.
Yeah, like I just released
it's everywhere now. So he called me like 4 or 5 times. I didn't answer the call because I'm not about to sit here and go back and forth with this nigga on the phone about this shit. So I didn't answer the phone, but then he just pulled up to the house and just banged on the door and shit and started talking to me through my window was open.
What was he saying?
He was like, Cube, what's up, man? You know, can I holler at you type shit? So I'm like, nigga, what? After what you just did, you have the audacity to come to my house. I felt so disrespected.
Because you had just seen the body cam footage like
Literally
the
just
day
like an
before.
hour,
The hour
or
before.
two
Oh my God.
before then.
This should have been quick. I gotta
Oh,
call
you
back,
know,
like,
listen.
He came to my house immediately. I parked him like a valet. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it didn't take me 5 seconds. I fucked him up real fast, kicked him in his ass, told him to get up out of here before I really do you dirty.
So what did he say?
Because keep in mind, I asked him. My main question was, so was this a put off or a DP?
He never got
He goes,
put
it was
on.
neither. It
never
wasn't
got put
like a
on.
DP is like at least somewhat formal.
Yeah.
It's a decision made.
So listen,
And you said it was not really a put off because you said he was never really.
never got put
Never
on.
got put on.
So this is the thing, right?
He said he got put on.
I wish.
He had a whole story.
I
He don't
wish.
even know the homies.
I
Nobody.
wish he could have knocked on Cuban Rob's door, talked through the window, and made it out of there.
No.
Oh
That was
my
never
God. See,
gonna
we
happen.
got a group text.
was
Me,
never gonna happen.
Cuban,
You know?
G Wade, Third, and Lil John.
I want to
I
be in
would
there.
have
Hell
been,
no.
hey, it would have been Clubhouse on steroids.
What?
Yeah.
In that group text.
I couldn't go for that.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly
Because he
what
would have
happened.
told me. He'd have been like, I just left Cuban Pad. I'd have been like, oh yeah? What happened? I talked to the homie. It was cool. He gave me a bottle of water.
And then what killed me
Gave
is
me a
when,
bottle.
when he came up here and started telling you that,
Yeah.
you know, he got his DP and he's cool with the homies and everything's just butter again. Like,
Right.
nigga, what are you talking
Hey,
about?
like, you gotta go to ticket or something, go to pass or something. Like,
where they do that at? The homies don't know you. Period. The homies in the hood don't know. He never comes to the hood. He never comes to no funerals, no hood events, no nothing like that. You know what
You
I'm
know
saying?
what's crazy?
So did you consider him an actual member prior
No.
to this?
No,
You
I-
never did. That's
I've
pretty unique
always
to do a
told
whole
him-
interview saying that you're really from somewhere and
No.
it's in jeopardy.
I've always told him, bro, just be Pesci.
Right. And I asked him about you basically giving him that advice.
What did he say?
He basically said, like, oh, yeah, Wack's just f***ing around. He's like,
No.
No, he said that you never really told him that.
yeah.
What have I always
Always told him that to be himself. You ain't gotta be
bro, this ain't for you.
right.
This pop, you don't come from this. So his way of thinking is that of a dude you went to school with who grew up somewhere else. He doesn't know the ways of the land.
no, yeah, but I never grew up, you know what I'm saying, trying to gangbang, be in the streets,
No, no,
but I
but
just
you
born a
come
real
from the
nigga, though, you
streets.
feel me? Like,
I don't
you can't
think,
teach
I don't
somebody
know where
this shit.
Pesci like a, what is he?
Iranian.
Iranian. Where did he
Persian,
grow up
Iranian,
at?
yeah, something like that.
What did he
West
say?
Hills type.
Yeah, so
He
you
said he
know,
was from West Hills in the body cam. He said he done grew up all in the valley.
No,
We
he
don't know
said
where
he
this
grew up
dude
in
from.
Pacoima all his life. That
Yeah,
that's
lying
cat.
like a
we don't know
motherfucker.
where he from.
he can't tell you 5 streets go the same way in the set. But this the thing.
He said he was in a group home, and then he basically said that his friend's parents adopted him. And I was like, that's not really what
believe
that's not a group home, right?
Look, the dude got a big and good heart. He means well. If he just stays in the Pesci lane, don't try to Paru and the most ugliest part of those clips is when he's in the backseat telling and says, yeah, I'm from PPB. I said, yeah, they gonna beat him to death.
He made it sound like that was the only thing that he did that pissed people off.
No, that pissed the homies off. I mean, you bad enough you doing what you doing, but then you hollering the set around what you doing. I'm telling myself, you listen. Let me look.
So technically, he's a civilian, so it's okay for him to snitch, right? That's a civilian.
Well, this is the thing. A few of y'all entertain what he used to say.
What was he
Now-
saying?
He used to.
On Pyru?
I would think he would say that.
He was saying that.
He never
Then
said.
he was a member. If he could say that around y'all and not get beat up, he was a member.
You see, ain't
New
said
rule.
one time on your
I
shit.
gave him a pass. Listen, let me tell you why I gave him a pass.
Okay.
All I had to do was start antagonizing him in Third. Yo, what's up with your little homie? Start doing that. If I would start doing that, and he would have went over there, but I didn't do it because I don't want him to go too far.
You know,
Yeah.
Third punched on him at the studio 2 months ago.
Nah, see, y'all don't tell me that type of stuff.
Yeah.
What?
He must took a
Already
light on
punched
him.
him out.
Punch some. Why?
He must took a light
He
on him.
did some. I had to go out there and say to nigga because this nigga was about to do him so bad.
You punched her. I didn't know you.
Y'all not blood bitch ass.
Yeah. See, if I start antagonizing and trolling them, they're gonna get quiet. They're gonna be like, oh, okay. And then they're gonna really do him dirty.
One of the
I didn't
interesting
say nothing to you.
one thing he said is that he basically because at one point he was real good friends with Brick and
Yeah, I
was
guess
sleeping on his couch or whatever. And then he said that at some point he had to choose between you and Brick.
No, we've never had
Yeah, it doesn't sound like you guys are that close.
no. I mean, I know the little dude because homie brought him around a few times, but I always, they'll tell you, I'm a click dude, so I don't never look at you like that. I'm never gonna, you can be from my neighborhood, and if you ain't part of my clique, I'ma still treat you like an outsider. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's just always been me. But with him, I kind of just looked at Peshi like he was a great resource if some things need to get done. Like, you know, you have a plug over here or a plug over there, but I never addressed him as a gang member. Cause I really thought this thing would get him hurt. And I really didn't want, I didn't want to see that for him.
Right.
Just be Pesci. Sometimes just be cool. Just be you. You ain't gotta, I've never been the one to try to turn somebody out to doing something that they didn't naturally want to do. Cause that's how you get told off.
It seems like he wants to be a member quite badly.
Yeah, he should just be a member of society and be Pesci.
He just wants that on the internet. He don't want that in real life.
You know, I felt one way about him when you told me that he had lied about all this stuff during the interview, and I had already been like thinking about it. And I'm like, well, maybe I should just take this fucking interview down if he's on doing a whole interview claiming to be whatever. But then G-Face's girl shows me the text of him talking about us, and I'm like, oh, okay, I am done with you.
Yeah, he sent me a text today. He said it was all lies. Somebody, it was photoshopped.
Oh God,
I swear to God.
Even when Pesci knew that G-Face was telling, he was still trying to save this nigga. He was still hanging out with him. He was still talking to this every day, all that time. And I told him, I'm like, bro, I'm not fucking with G-Face at all.
Right.
And you're still like straddling the fence about this shit, you know, and it's because he's like that too.
That's today. Yeah, well, you know, end of the day, no, you disassociated immediately.
Immediately.
And I told you, I said, hey, bro, if dude is still running around with dude, that's because two birds of a feather flock together.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, the day he says me that, he says they're trying to sabotage our relationship. And I'm just looking at him like, I got the text. I tried to get him last night. I called him. I said, hey, bro, where you at? Send me the address. I'm going to pull up. I got something I want you to read. Said, I don't want to talk about it on the phone. I just want you to read it. Me and Third was together. I think my cover was blown because he heard him in the background.
Oh, boy.
We waited. We on the west side. We in Pacoima. It's about 11 o'clock last night, midnight.
Third never like that.
We met it. We waited 20, 30 minutes for that drop. I said, he ain't sending it. He said, I'm going to send it right now. I said, he stopped responding. Stop.
You know, he
everything.
blocked all of us.
Oh yeah, I'm
Shut the
definitely
fuck
blocked.
up.
He blocked all of us from the social media shit. Now, I just looked at it right now. I can't find
I don't know when you blocked me. You know, I don't know how to tell.
He probably blocked your ass for
He blocked you too?
I don't know.
Adam blocked.
It doesn't come. I gotta.
I don't even know dudes,
It's a weird. It's
Pesciano or something.
It's
I am.
Peshi, right?
Right.
That's why I couldn't find it before. It doesn't seem like it's coming up.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I guess we got blocked. That's a
I
shame.
guess so. I don't know.
How am I giving you an interview and I'm blocked a week later? What the man? What a character! Unbelievable. Do you ever feel like maybe you guys are a little too friendly, like taking in people that maybe all signs were pointing towards them being not trustworthy?
I'm not friendly at all. I'm antisocial.
Well, I think you got a heart of gold.
Fuck it.
Only in hip hop is heart of gold an insult. And friendly. Why is friendly an insult?
Friendly is definitely an insult.
Nice is an insult in hip hop. It would be like, oh, he's just nice. Like, ooh.
Yeah, I mean, listen, at the end of the day, we ain't looking at, you know, Pesci, go your way, do your thing. You got punched on, socked out a little bit. He took it easy on you. If you was able to leave walking and talking and all that. He took it easy on Cuban, known for breaking jaws, breaking shit. Like I didn't see him 4 blows, rib, jaw, eye. I didn't see it. So it was like, and wasn't nobody there to stop him. And I really think you really took a light on him.
I did.
Yeah, I think you.
I didn't expect him to come, that's for sure. So I did the only thing that I felt was right. Instantly put him down, get him up out of there.
So did he go to bed? And you woke him up?
Yeah, I had to grab this nigga back up and yank him up and like shove him out, like type shit.
You just close the door.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that? Going to knock on somebody's door. Hey! Out the door.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of shit is that?
Wow. That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Well, it's crazy.
I wish I knew what your house looked like so I could like understand. Like, do you have steps?
No, I got a patio.
Is it flat?
and
You got
it's
a
closed
patio,
off.
it's closed off.
Oh, that's good. Nobody gonna see you. Yeah.
Blood on all that shit.
Yo, listen, when he sends me these pictures of this, I said, what's the blood splatter? He said, Peshi came and knocked on my door. And I just told Peshi, I said, you know what, Peshi, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stay out of it. I'm gonna act like I don't know what's going on. You do your thing.
If
And he goes over to his house.
If he thought he could come to my house and nothing was gonna happen, he's crazy. That was just like the ultimate like offense, like right there. Like, why you playing with me like that?
You know what part about his story has me kind of confused is that he said that the infamous or famous DJ Big Boy signed him back in the day, like 2012, 2013. And he said that it was at the same time they signed like Greedo and Taya Third. And I'm sitting here with Almighty Suspect and Lush, who are realistically 2 of the biggest hip hop nerds in LA history. Like they just know about everything that I bring up, plus tons more. And both of them had never heard of him and had no fucking clue what we were talking about.
He signed him.
Yeah, I mean, I believe him because that would be an insane lie. But
I don't know. I haven't heard any of his music.
it's actually very hard to find on YouTube.
Yeah, I haven't heard it. I can't say
some of it's under the name Joe Pesci, which is odd because that is an actor.
That's an actor.
Yeah,
I haven't heard his
very
music.
famous actor.
Listen, I know he's an ambitious dude.
Yeah,
and I think he has a big heart, but he has to. He got to stop perpetrating the fraud.
I think you should start a podcast with Sharp.
That might work.
Hey,
because
they love a comeback
you're saying
story.
Sharp is now dull.
Dull? Oh, that is. I thought about saying that in a song. The edge has gone dull. Something like that. I don't know.
So have you seen Peshi since you've been told on?
Since I've been told on, well, since I got the body cam footage back from my lawyers, I ain't seen him. But since I've been told on, I seen him, and he's like, "Oh, he been around me after all this shit happened." Man, for real, bro, we the certified slammers, for real, bro. I was really trying to backdoor your ass. You feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Long live money, all hustle. You feel me? We really the certified slammers.
Yeah.
Like, I was really trying to get on this nigga. You feel me? So, you know what I'm saying?
So since you got the body cam footage,
I ain't seen him since this shit. Since I started leaking shit, all this shit happened, like, since shit been up, I ain't seen this man not one time.
What he did something to nephew over there that's from Oakland. He threw your name.
Oh yeah, he's like, yeah. We just left my bro Frenchie baby's show. He's like, yeah, you don't know him? He was just on America's Most Wanted. Bro's really on America's Got Talent. You know what I'm saying? Bro, do your thing. Do your thing. Show me what you do.
Yo. Oh,
so he was on America's Got Talent for this shit. Yeah. This man went and said he was on America's Most Wanted to the cops. He's like, yeah, free my bro Koala. He like, yeah, matter of fact, bro, what's that dude's name? Koala? I think that was his shit. Cause when he in the back seat, yeah, see those
so he just putting it on.
Oh, man, and then
have y'all ever been around this dude?
Don't play with Koala, man.
You feel me?
Like, so we never been with police.
Hell no. I don't
this
even get in
shit
a car
get
with him or
crazy.
nothing. Like, I don't jump in a car with that nigga because I already know how he is. He lied like hell.
This crazy.
I'll never go nowhere with him. Like, he don't jump in my car. We don't.
He gonna come up here and lie to y'all and tell the police the truth. You feel me? Like, that shit crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
So when you met him, he told you he was a gang member.
Yeah, shit. He was like, well, originally he wasn't banging and shit like that when I first met him, but just like the past like 2 years ago, he just started like actually like a year or two ago. You know what I'm saying? He started acting like he was really from 2Ps and shit, but. He claimed he from everywhere. Everybody he kick it with, he started banging that shit. He started kicking it with Menendez. He got the Sam Hughes from goddamn Fruit Town. He come out to the Valley now. He saying he from 2Ps and shit. Like, dude don't know where he from. You feel me? Like,
yeah, I don't know. I don't know him. Every time he called me, he had something he was trying to get done. A lot of stuff he exaggerates, and I tell him, you exaggerate a lot of stuff. I didn't really know how him and Brick Baby was tied in. I didn't know what that was. That's who Brick, remember he was on live driving around? That's who Brick was. I guess he went over there in front of his house or whatever. I don't know what they had going on, but this is bad work. And then
and he going on here talking about what he said. He was like, yeah, I ended up taking dude's charges. This boy Cap, I'm going to court fighting this shit. We was going to court. We had the same court dates originally. Halfway through the court process and shit, they separated our court cases. I don't know why, but we was going to 2 different court dates. They give us both the same plea deal. You know what I'm saying? He gonna take the plea deal. I turn my plea deal down. I'm like, hell no. You feel me? I'm not taking that shit. That's the.
What they try to give you?
They try to give me like some like I think it's like 108 days, some time suspended, like a year of probation, and then like some community service and shit. But my attorney was like, she advised me. I'm saying like, yo, that's basically jail time hanging over your head, and I know myself. You feel me? I done been on probation my whole life. You feel me? I'm gonna fuck up on probation, end up having to do sanction. I'm gonna have to go do time anyway. So they either need to let me get this shit out the way or just, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna fight this shit at trial. So I took it to trial, get to the trial. We had the pre-trial date. The judge like, yeah, I don't really see nothing on the body cam that we could really, you know what I'm saying, we can't really do too much. So yeah, later dismissed my case and shit after that, it was that, you feel me? But
so he told for nothing.
Basically told for nothing. They was damn near finna let him go, shit. He done brought himself into this shit, talking about y'all can search the car and all this.
Yeah, listen, never give them consent to search the vehicle. Never give them consent to search the vehicle.
Why is that? What if there's nothing in the vehicle?
No, because I'm going to tell you why you don't give them consent to search the vehicle. The minute you give them consent to search the vehicle, the body cam picks that up. And let's say you're dealing with a crooked cop and he want to slide a throwaway up under your seat because you gave him consent to search, he had the right to be in there searching, and this is what he found. You don't give him consent to search and they go in there and search or try to put something, or you even have something and they have no probable cause to search, you're going to get a DA reject. You know what I'm saying? So the minute you give them consent to search, you just open the doors up, the windows up for any and everything to come in, anything to happen. They'll slide a throwaway pistol up under your seat, be like, look what we got here. That ain't mine. Well, you told us we can search, so this is what we found. You know what our legs stand on.
You gotta be pretty burnt out for a cop to even want to do that to you, though, right?
Man, listen, but what?
I don't feel like the cops are just doing that to a random person, right?
I get pulled over one time. I just picked up some deposit money. It might like 8-9 grand, some club hosting money, right? They pulled me over, pulled me out hood on the car. They go in my pocket, take the money out of my pocket, go back to their car. They come back, they put the 8,000 on the hood and a 357.
A gun.
They say, which one is yours? I told them none of them. They said right answer. Took the 8,000 and the 357 and told me I could go.
Shut the fuck up.
That's
really?
a fact. My psyche is bail money, attorney money, the stress of fighting the case. 8 gonna get 8 up anyway. I cut my losses.
What the
hell?
What about the fact that there's not going to be any of your fingerprints on the gun?
That don't matter. It's in your vehicle. You ain't never heard about the Rampart Division and shit like that?
I just feel like if you were to say, hey, my fingerprints aren't on it, that's got to be pretty convincing in court, right?
Hey, when you're when you're an ex-con,
wow,
you're on gang files. You don't even play with it. So for him to even be considering themselves from the streets and giving law enforcement consent, you want to search the car? Cool. Knowing it's another gun in the car.
I didn't think LA cops were that grimy. I'm
what?
Sorry. I'm not.
Well, you're white.
Well, I've never heard anything like that.
You're white.
That's crazy.
You for real?
I just didn't think they were like carrying around random guns to try to take money from people. I guess also a lesson from that is don't keep large amounts of cash on you if you don't have to. Huh?
Oh no, yeah, that's why I'm this way now. I was just picking it up. You know, you book somebody at the club, they pull up on you, give it to you.
Right.
What no big deal. I wasn't thinking nothing of it.
God damn, that's some scary shit right there. Well, Peshi, I'm sorry. It seems to us that you are lacking in moral character.
Out of there.
Third, you'd like to say something.
He's just lacking in being a man, period.
He's lacking in being a man. God damn. That sounded hard with that blunt behind your ear like that, too. Yeah. You look hard. I'm gonna sign you.
Yo,
Pause.
Not for plug talk, for rapping or just talking shit. Off mic shit talker. All right. Good episode. It was nice talking to you guys.
I do want to say one thing
Hit me with it.
before we go. Snoopy badass, you better keep my name out your bitch ass mouth, nigga, before I get on you. I'm about to go back and forth about it, nigga. On the dead homies, you better watch it.
Is this in response to something he said on Academics' podcast with Flacco the other day?
nah, he was on somebody else's stage. But he stood right there and walked up on Cuban Rob and said, "It's an honor to meet you."
Yeah.
So what?
Only time
Right
boy,
there.
you don't.
If I knew more about him, I would have said that when I met him too.
No, it was just weird. He needed to say.
was talking like
Yo, Adam, hold
Kind of a
on,
weird
bro.
sentence,
You
yeah.
sat here this whole interview with that we did with this dude, right?
Snoopy, yeah.
The reason why I don't respond to him is everything I had to say, I said it. He texted me that Monday, the Monday after the show came on Sunday, and told me great interviews, everything in the comments, great show.
And then he started hating on you as soon as people
4
got
days
on his
later.
ass. Yeah.
This is why I don't respond to the dude. Everything I had to say, I held nothing back. I said it right here.
I was extremely confused by that because we did the whole content with him. I felt like it didn't look great for him. And then he was being so nice to you and all your friends afterwards. And I was like, okay, I guess that's what he wanted. Then it comes out, he's hyped, he's promoting it. And then within a day or two, it's like, oh no, Wack. Wack's a piece of shit. This is how Wack misled me.
I was confused. This is why I'm like, yo, listen, man, hey, you got it, homie. My response is to go look at the Adam and Wack show, featuring Snoopy Badass. That's my response to anything he ever has to say.
Do you think it's kind of strange that Flacco took him to New York and did a 3.5-hour podcast on Academics' platform?
Flacco had to get paid.
I refuse to actually sit there and watch that whole thing, but it's just, I have a hard time wrapping my
He
head
had
around.
to get paid.
Also, P
I didn't understand.
Nice was involved in some way. I'm not really sure
But
how.
Flacco works out and hangs out with P Nice.
He said he was going to, but I don't know how much working out he's actually done.
No, what I know he was going out to Long Beach working out, so I could see that.
Right.
But that other situation, it was a little different.
Wait, but this, did you notice how they put you in the thumbnail?
Of course. It was crazy. Let me tell you what's crazy about it. I don't know if you caught it. Dude has the littlest hands.
Wait, what?
He has small hands.
Snoopy.
Like,
baby
like
man.
11-year-old
Look at that guy.
hands.
Why is he wearing, this is like a promotional dick
He
pill
looks
hat
like
that we gave him.
motherfucking,
Where did he get an Amiri hoodie? Stole it.
well, why is his feet curved cut in like that?
Why did he wear pants that actually
Who was the
fit
other
on this
dude with him?
episode? I'm not totally sure.
I don't know.
But why is he wearing pants that fit? He hit us up, he went designer clothes shopping, and he basically realized how much designer clothes cost, and he was overwhelmed. But the one that P Nice was on doesn't seem like it's came out yet. So I don't know.
Oh, it hasn't? Yeah, I haven't
I
seen
don't
it.
know, but I don't know what episode
Yeah, I
that
knew
was.
P Nice wasn't gonna go sit down with him, and I didn't think he was gonna do that.
No, but he did something else out there, and I'm really not sure what.
But that's a good look for P Nice.
No, yeah, it's good for sure. No jumper
I don't
opens
know-
doors. Hey,
Man.
maybe we need to bring P Nice back.
I don't know why Flacco did that, but nevertheless, Snoopy, you can talk all you want. If you ever want to respond to anything Snoopy has to say, go back to the No Jumper podcast, Adam and Wack show featuring Snoopy Badass. That's my response. The difference is I said it in his face right here. He waited till he left and he does whatever.
Busters.
He already talked. Oh, we was ready. We was out.
Them niggas was talking. Bro, I talked to his man, the man that was here with him that day about a month or two ago. I called him on the phone, told nigga, what's up with you and this, all of this? He was like, no, it ain't like that. It's just for the internet and all this.
Yeah, like, what do you mean?
And we don't play them games, nigga.
And you know we stopped a whole lot.
Right.
The homies was trying to get up here. You know what I'm saying? You heard what I told him in the hallway. The homies trying to get up here. I'm not gonna let that happen, but don't diss none of the homie sets. If you diss the homie sets on here, and I didn't stop them from coming up here, now I got to get off on you. That was it. So you notice he never disrespect how he be doing. He didn't do none of that. So, I don't know. He'd be all right.
I would like to suggest to the listeners, go check out Hi Sean Martin, aka Al Sean Martin, who changed his name at some point. If you would like to hear a very good interview I just did, as well as Hit a J3, if you'd like to get a little bit deeper into some LA content.
Hi Sean, that's Al Sean.
Hi Sean now. Not
gotta
Al.
go check out that new tape I just dropped. That it's called Leaked Files.
What is it called?
Leaked Files.
Leaked
I just
Files.
dropped it. I got another.
Where is that? Spotify?
It's on all platforms. You know what I'm saying?
Under
I can go check it out. Tuka.
Tooka.
TookaH.
TookaH.
Yup. And then
How do you feel about people smoking on someone who went by the same name as you?
they not.
Is that ever awkward?
not-
You're like listening to a
Smoking on
song, you're
Tuka.
like, God damn it, leave me out of this.
Smoking on Tuka?
Don't.
They ain't smoking that shit around me.
What? I don't know who Tuka is.
This was a young man who passed
Tuka.
away.
I'm Tuka.
Oh, we
You know what I'm
talking
saying?
to this
I'm from Kansas City. I'm the
I don't
Kansas
know.
City Tuka.
Where was that
Not
Tuka
Tuka
from?
from the
Chicago
Bay, Tuka
stuff.
from the city.
Oh,
You feel
okay.
me? But
Yeah.
yeah, and then I got another rock album dropping too called SOS. You know what I'm saying? That shit coming soon. Y'all be on the lookout for that shit.
Let's go.
Yo.
Might need a 22-step verse.
Shout out to my main man, Drewby, out of St. Pete, Florida. He stayed. It hit him.
Really?
He stayed. He would not leave. He runs Love and R&B on the 100 side of the trenches on Clubhouse, and he stayed. He stayed and didn't leave. It was going live. I'm like, yo, what are you doing? And he got up this morning. He says, gators floating around. It's crazy. Shout out to the people in Florida, man. I hope y'all survived that. I see people got saved. Little 14-year-old boy I saw he was floating around. They saved him. I'm wondering how many gators, wildlife, got pushed.
Right.
A lot of water.
Hey, Adam 22 and Big Sad dropping soon. We got a West Coast anthem dropping
Let me hear.
on your head. Well, this is
Sound like some ride music.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Can you see yourself?
Hey, bro.
Arm around R&B.
Old school
Hey, bro.
shit.
I heard people call it
Just
Airbnb.
because you a rat don't mean you can't rap.
I've been driving up the with the hoes. I don't care about no rapping. I don't care about no shows. Signed the bills independent, then I went and bought some gold. I got
Town
friends in the
business.
Bay, I usually see them.
Hey, dropping very soon. It might be out by the time they see this. Hey, somebody DM me talking shit. They said, oh, we call it Airbnb instead of R&B.
No. Mine's R&B.
Okay.
Airbnb. What the f? That's a goddamn.
I don't really get the reference, but it did sound kind of similar, so I did think it was kind of funny.
Yeah.
But I don't really get what they're going for.
Yo, listen. We need. I figured out. Because I think it's like Kevin Samuels crowd is still out there. So me and R&B gonna do something called the Yin and Yang show. Right? We gonna need you and Lena.
Lena, but okay, sure.
I always call her Lena.
Also, Trap Lord Ross bought me a $275 ashtray for the table.
He told you how much that cost?
Well, I Googled it. He just gave it to me. I had to look it up. It's Dolce & Gabbana.
So wait, he give you something, you go look at it, you went and looked it up?
I mean, it looks expensive.
That's a little petty, don't you think?
Dolce & Gabbana. I know it's expensive. I just wanted to know, is it $200 expensive or is it $700? I don't know.
So if it was like a $10 ashtray, you wouldn't keep it on the table?
No, I would still be hyped, but that would also mean it was a bootleg since he gave it to me in a D&G bag. Am I saying it right? Dolce or Dolce? Does anyone care? Nobody cares. Thank you to everybody who watched this. Like, comment, and subscribe. Shout out to my mans, Wack 100, Baby Cuban Rob, and Tuka for coming through, sharing so much interesting, valuable information. Make sure you smash that like button. Go watch some other interviews and keep an eye out for Adam 22 and Big Sad, the song of the summer, even though the summer is over.
And I gotta get with you.
Pause.
Dash Unlocked. Collab with No Jumper.
Let's go. I'm going
get
to
it
try to
going.
race home right now to do bedtime, but
Daddy gang, daddy gang, daddy gang.
let's go.
We out.